Hello, this is my cryptic attempt at trying to help you all with your fitness assessment. So, I have in front of me right now a blank one of the fitness assessment forms, and this is the document that is the fitness assessment assignment within the foundation sections of the Canvas class. This is page 1, page 2, we'll be referring back to this 3. And you'll notice page 4, except for my big old thing down here, says put your calculations here. This is the same as that. So the raw data sheet that I gave you on day 1 of the class is the same as page 4 in that assignment. If you didn't get one, just print one out or however you want to do it. So you will put in your own age, and I'm going to be using the example that is right underneath of this file that as it opens up on Canvas, right underneath of it is an example of a completed one that got an A in my class. So I'm going to be using the data from this one to do this example. So you can look at that if you want something to follow along with. So you would put your name and the date you do it. Name, so you'll just fill in that and fill in that. Your age, and the student's age was 20. Sex is male. Height was 5 feet 10 inches. And weight was 145 pounds. Okay, then the first thing that gets calculated is the resting heart rate. In this case, for a 15-second count, he got 17 beats. So 15 seconds to convert that to per minute, you would times the 17 times 4. 4 times 15 is 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. And you would get 68 beats. And you would fill this in up here. So you can see that I put the work down here and the answer goes up here. But this is not something that I'm going to turn in. You'll notice I have the worst handwriting in the world. And if I wrote in a pink pen, it would be impossible to read on Canvas. So I can't count on everyone doing the right thing. Like, look at my 10-inch. It looks like, what does it look like? It doesn't even look like a number. So I require that everyone fill it out. You don't have to do the red ink the way this guy did, but certainly if you attach the entire document and I'm trying to leaf through and find answers, as some people do, if you put it in a different color, it does make it easier for me to find. So back to the raw data, which is what you collected on Tuesday or on the day, whenever, I'm going to use this another semester. So whatever day we collected the fitness assessment, whatever day you did your chest press and your 1.5 mile walk, you would be collecting this data here. So in this case, this guy's 1.5 mile walk, 1.5 mile walk, took him 24 minutes and 0.55. So he took the, and I don't think I have the calculation here. You have to convert this from seconds into a decimal. But I will say, if you estimate it and just fill it in, so if it was like, in this case, if it was 24 minutes and 30 seconds, or 30, maybe 2 seconds, that might be just slightly more than halfway through a minute, which would be this 55. So you will fill this in with it already converted into decimal. So if it's not exactly correct, I'm not going to see that calculation anyway. So VO2 max stands for volume of oxygen, O2, at its maximum. So for this, and what that means is how much in, I believe, liters, your body, how much oxygen it breathed during that period of time. In this case, during the 1.5 mile walk that happened during 24.55 minutes. Let me put minutes here just so I know. And the calculation for this is on page 2 at the top. You'll see right here it says you take 483, and people did PhDs to come up with these formulas, divided by, and this is in this case it would be 24.5 plus 3.5. So let's see if we can do that. So it's 483 divided by 24.55, and that all gets done before you add the 3.5. So in this case, he got, I kind of want to do that, but I don't, my phone is recording this, so I can't. So you would do 483 divided by 24.55, and you would do that calculation, and then you would add the 3.5 to it, and the total will be 23.17 VO2 max. That means that 23.17 liters of oxygen was what he breathed in that during that 1.5 mile that was done in 24.55 minutes. So then I would take this 23.17 and record it up there. Next is the chest press. At the bottom of page 2 here, you'll see the 1 rep max calculation, and then at the very bottom you will see the weight ratio calculation. They're both on this page. So in this case, come back to this, oops, lifted 80 pounds 4 times. So 80 pounds 4 times. So the calculation is 80. I'm going to go over here. The weight lifted, 80 pounds, divided by, and then a parenthesis 1, take away the repetitions, in this case 4. And then you're going to, wait a minute, 1 parenthesis, I'm sorry, this is where I see things getting in trouble, times 0.025. So it would be 4 times 0.025. Let's see if I can figure out what that is. 0.025 times 4, 2, and then we've got 8, so it's 0.8. So 1 take away, the 1 take away 0.8 is going to equal 0.2. So that 0.2 is then 80 divided by 0.02. And he got 88.9. 88.9, which doesn't make sense when you first look at it, but you know, it's a less than 1, so this is going to be bigger. 88.9. So then I would write the 88.9 pounds, which is the maximum amount he can lift, do a chest press for 1 time before he gets fatigued. So then you're going to take this 88.9, the weight ratio calculation is the amount lifted divided by your weight. So in this case, we will take the amount lifted. And in this case, we're not looking at the 80 pounds he lifted. We're looking at the 88.9, which would be the 1 rep max. 88.9 divided by his weight, 145. And that equals 0.61. So it's about half and half. And then we'd write that up there, 0.61. Now for push-ups, you're just going to write the amount of push-ups you did in 1 minute. So in this case, we've got 17. And then the next is BMI. So let's see if I can help you guys. This is heart rate. This up to here, my chicken scratch is VO2 max. This is 1 rep max. This is ratio, weight ratio. And then the last one that has to be calculated is BMI. And if you go in this document to page 3, you'll find BMI calculation right here. And there's 2 calculations, kilograms and pounds. I would rather you just do it in the pounds. And it's the pounds divided by the height in inches squared. And then you take what you get. So you do the height in inches squared first. Then you divide it by the weight in pounds. And then after you get that, you multiply that by 703. So in this case, we have to take his height and convert it into inches, and that would be 60 inches. So height in inches squared. So 60 times 60 is 0, 0, 36. So it's 3,600. So we get that. And then we're going to take his weight in pounds, which is 145. 145. And we're going to divide it by 3,600. And then once we get the answer to that, we'll multiply that by 703. So 45 to anyway, and the answer here is going to be 20.8, and I'd write 20.8 up there, and then the sit and reach is just what he reached in inches, so that's 19. So for this, there's no calculation. For the sit and reach, there's no calculation. For the push-up test, there's no calculation. And for the resting heart rate, it's just multiplying by 4, or if you went for 30 seconds, multiplying by 2. So there's 4 calculations, basic, 1, 2, 3, 4, that you have to do. But now I want you to look at this paper. Look at how messy it is compared to that, which continues on there. Be professional. Turn it in the right way. And if you have any questions about any of this, please, please, please just reach out to me. We can get through this. If you make, I use an Excel document to grade this, and if you make a mistake, I will simply let you know what you need to do. I'll usually give you the formula, and then you correct it, turn it back in for more points. This isn't about it being like a test. This is about you learning the information and understanding how to use it. So best of luck to you. I hope this was helpful. And let's just all remember to be professional. Cheers.